All right, guys, I believe we are live. Let me cue the intro. We'll be right back, ready to rock and roll with another great show for you. What's up, everybody? It's Jordan Stanley Payne with the Kingdom Center, as well as Black Gold Trading. I'm excited to have you. I took a hiatus from doing Coffee with a Killer, Sushi with a Sociopath. What was the other ones? Venison with a Viking. We had all these crazy names for this call, but I took a break from doing them just over the holidays. We had a kid recently, and 2024, we're ready to jump in, dive right back in. Where are you guys tuning in from? Looks like we got multiple people that just jumped in. First show of 2024. That's right. I've got a great topic for you, and it may not even be exactly or necessarily what you think it is. But regardless, if you guys listen and apply what we're about to go through, this will be very beneficial for you guys in the long run. We've got Florida in the house. So we got multiple Florida people. Beautiful, beautiful. So the title of this was why you should not trade Forex full-time. And I want to expand on that a little bit more. And this is really why you should not trade time for money, why you should not work for income, why you should not go to a job. Like it's all encompassing in what we do and who we are. So I'm going to show you guys maybe a graphic here in a minute, but you've got to understand that the entire system that maybe you believe, certainly your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents believed, even immigrants coming here from another country, the system that we believe is we go, we work, we acquire a skill set. Let's get a skill set, utilize that skill set for one job equals $1, right? Or I fix this automobile and I get paid $500, or I go and work and I make $10 an hour, right? I go and I teach. You get my point here. We've been taught that we are supposed to have some sort of a skill set, and that skill set is going to be utilized by somebody else who's going to compensate us. Does that make sense? Anybody? Does that make sense? That's what we're told, and then we're even told to invest in a 401k, maybe a Roth IRA, and eventually you're going to be okay. Eventually, if you work hard enough and if you work long enough, you're going to go ahead and be okay. Now, I know that a lot of you guys in my audience are entrepreneurial, which I think is great, but there's also a flaw with that. The entrepreneurial thing is I'm going to go flip as many houses as I can in 2024. I'm going to go wholesale as many real estate deals as I can. I'm going to go trade as often as I can. I'm going to go flip watches or whatever it might be. It's the exact same problem. It is the exact same mindset, which you were just trying to avoid when you decided to maybe get away from your job. A lot of these people say, I'm out of the rat race, man. Like I'm working for myself. Okay, you've just built a different rat race. It just has a different title on it, right? It's still the damn rat race. It's just that it has your name on it. It's still the hamster wheel, except for you built it. So there's these fundamental problems that I see time and time again. And what really fires me up about 99% of the gurus out there is they're just trying to sell you a thing to generate money for themselves, but also just for you to generate money. Now, does anybody see the problem with this? Looks like we had a couple more people jump in. Good to see you guys. Welcome. Excited for you. Anybody know the problem with this? I'm going to share a graphic here in just a minute. Fred, anybody else? Anybody else that's watching? What's the problem with this? Well, Jordan, if I go flip a house, I'm going to make 30 grand. What's the problem with that? If I learn to trade Forex, I can make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a day. What's the problem with that? If I go flip watches, I can make a couple grand per watch. What could possibly, in your redneck brain, be the problem with that, Jordan? You're still working. You're still working. Fred. Exactly. So we have these progressions that we work through with people. We go through these steps and these phases with people where we, yes, generate money. You need to be generating. I've done the math on this. For you guys to even live semi-comfortably, you need to generate over $1 million a year. When I say semi-comfortably, what I'm talking about is providing for you and yours, being able to take care of family members, being able to save a little bit of money, and being able to prepare for whatever, World War III or IV, whatever world war we're on right now. $1 million. Now, when you look at taxes, inflation, cost of goods, you're probably going to even out to approximately where you're at right now. Okay? So you've got to learn how to generate more money, and I'm not going to tell you not to do that. And that's what we teach. We teach people to trade, and we teach people to flip real estate, the whole thing. That's just phase one. Most people get so stuck in phase one, like they forget to zoom out and realize that there's a phase two and a phase three and a phase four and a phase five. I've only seen a couple people, and I've worked with a lot of people. We're at like 10,000 plus paid clients, probably over 100,000 free clients, or free viewers, or whatever you want to call them. I've only seen a couple people that have even gotten beyond phase two because no one's talking about it. No one's teaching it. So let's look at a couple things. I'm going to doodle. If I can find my pen. Here we go. I have this giant, look at how big this iPad is. Right? That'll do it. That'll do it. We can certainly doodle on this. Let's look at this really quick. You guys are able to see this, right? Somebody give me a yes in the chat. You should be able to see it. Come on, Fred. Come on, Fred. Can you guys see this? So here's normalcy. I'll actually just pull this up on YouTube myself. Here's normalcy. Normalcy is this cycle, and I would consider this to be phase one. This is normalcy. You work your job. This could also be self-employed. Let's get this a little bit darker here. Okay, this is self-employed. This is side hustle. Right? This is generate. The first thing that most people do, and this is why poor people are poor, is they pay their bills. Poor people pay their bills first. Yeah, I don't want to get evicted. Yeah, cool. Okay. And then we go to, after our normal like bills, this is like normal living. This is food, this is gas, this is your utility bill, etc. Debt. You know, think of student loans. Because you had to pay to be able to do the thing, the job. And after here, you know, we try to save. I would consider this to be phase one. This is where like 99.9% of people are stuck. The second phase, if you guys want to go through this, the second phase is really where things start to get interesting, and only a couple people do this. Come over here and we do one of these. We start to automate. Okay, this is stuff like a rental property. This is like our PAMM account, like our bot. Bot was bumping. I woke up to all sorts of money. Okay, we're going to be going through here. Like, you get my point. Everybody stops here. Nobody can figure out how to get past here. It drives them crazy, and they think if I just make more of this and I put it right here, I'm gonna be good. What happens after that? Is this making sense to anybody? What happens after that? Your expenses go up, your debt goes up, your savings is going to go down. You get taxed more, right? So you made, 100K more a year, and with your expenses, nothing happened. Is this making sense? You guys putting this together? Roman, what's up, man? So why do we exist? We existed because we wanted to simplify the entire ecosystem for people. We existed because we wanted to get people out of the rat race, sure, by generating more money. Sure, we're experts and we're proficient at generating more money, but then what? I ask this question to people all the time. Okay, great. So you make an extra $10,000. Then what? Well, then I'm going to make 20,000. Okay, great. And then what? Well, I mean, I want to scale up. I mean, we're 100,000. Then what? And it's just this complete cycle of just more. You're gonna get older. You're gonna get tired. This thing up here that used to work really, really, really well is gonna start to decline a little bit. Your energy, which used to be up here, when you're in your 20s and 30s, is gonna start to go down. You're not gonna be able to generate the type of money that you used to be able to generate. So there has to be then what? And then after that, there has to be another then what? So I'm gonna give you like an example of a flow is like let's say we make $100,000 trading this month. That $100,000 is going to be going into something passive. So I generate it one time. It's going to come over here and it's going to generate and it's going to provide for me every single day. Okay. And then I'm going to do that again and again and again and again. Let's just say we have $1 million over here in a PAMM account, the bot, maybe some rental properties, some cash flowing passivity, which is exactly what we want. And then what? Well, now we need to start thinking about tax protection. Now we got to start thinking about how do we protect our wealth. So we built out a bank that has all of these different tax benefits that can be gifted to your kids. Okay, so now we're building a bank. Now we're doing, versions of infinite banking where all of that money that we just generated passively is now producing for us again and again and again and again and again safely and tax-free or tax minimized. Then we do it again. It speeds up and it speeds up. How many of you guys can relate to this, man? The speed up part really isn't happening. Let me know in the chat if you can relate to that. I'm working harder, but it doesn't seem to be going faster. It seems to be taking about the same amount of time. So if I work 40 hours a week and I generate X amount of money, the next week I have to work 40 hours a week, not 10, not 5. I still have to do the thing. I still have to go to the job. I still have to pay the bills. I still have to do this and this and this and this. It's exhausting. We get older. Like I said, we get older and older and older and older. I want you to look at your parents, look at your grandparents, look at your great-grandparents. You've got to ask yourself, if nobody in my family tree has ever figured this out, and if nobody has gotten financially free, why would I be any different? Why would I be any different? Well, my family, we were doctors and I'm a doctor. Okay, you're doing exactly what they were doing. Why would you expect a different result? That's insanity, right? That's the definition of insanity. So when it comes to trading, I'll go back to the original, probably driving Kiani nuts over here. I'll go back to the original statement. Why you shouldn't trade the rest of your life is it's exactly that. It would be trading time for money. Same with flipping, same with all of that stuff. It's still going to be trading time for money. It's still going to be exchanging something for value. And you would trade until the end of your life. You would trade until the day you died. I was asking some people the other night, I'm like, man, have you ever met a 95-year-old Forex trader? Well, no. Have you ever met a 95-year-old wholesaler? Because, say they're in real estate, they want to wholesale. No. You ever really met a 95-year-old real estate agent? Well, technically they still had their license, but they weren't really practicing it. All right, so it's finite, right? It's going to have an end point. And then what? And then what? So I want you guys to start thinking about that question, and then what? And then what? And then what? Does that make sense? What questions do you guys have? So there's got to be an entire system. There's got to be an entire roadmap. If you don't have that, and if I say, man, like show me 4, 5, 6, 7 steps down the road after you've made the money, after you've generated a profit. I want you guys to flip real estate. I want you guys to trade. I want you guys to flip watches and have e-com stores and FBA. I want you guys to do that. I just want to know what's next. And if you can't tell me, and if it isn't front and center every day, I think we have a massive gap. What questions do you guys have? So let me go back over here. I'm going to add this back on here. So it's going to look something like this, and everyone's going to be slightly different. But it should have some of these elements. You know, yes, you earn. Let's get a different color here. So yes, you're going to earn. Then it's got to become passive. Okay? So you earn 1x, which is one time. And then that one time over here is this. Infinite. Guys, I'm still getting paid on work I did a decade ago. I'm still getting paid on deals I did when I was 26, 27, 28 years old, 29 years old, 30 years old, 31 years old. I'm still getting paid on that every single month. This is infinite. Okay? So this is passive. Everything you do should be rolling into this every single time you get paid. From here, it probably needs to go into another P, which is protect. Over here, probably G, generational. You know, this is like whole life. This is like us building our own banks using gold and platinum and palladium and silver. Then it's got to be able to come back over here. This is the important part. See if I can find my highlighter. This right here is the important part. A lot of people can do this. They can earn it. They can even do passive. They might even be able to protect it, but it does not flow back to up here to make it faster and faster and faster and faster. Any questions on this? Making sense? So if you're talking to people and if you're following people that are only showing you how to generate income and they're not talking about the then what, highly recommend you guys figuring that out. If you guys need help, let us know. If nobody has questions, I'm going to let you guys go. This is a short one. It's a sweet one. There's 8, 6, 5 of you guys watching live. What questions do you have? I'll give it just a second. I know there's a delay. If nobody wants to ask a question, I'm gonna let you guys go. I've got a live in-person event starting here in not very long. Not very long. We cool? So these passive opportunities and like these banking opportunities, like they're right there. You don't have to go figure it out yourself. We've already done that, right? We already have the PAMM accounts and the bot accounts and the trading accounts. We already have people that can trade for you, and we already have like funds and like private money opportunities. Like we already have all of that. So you don't have to go out and like recreate the wheel. You don't have to go figure out like, how do I do this for me? Because we've already shown you how to do that, or we've already provided that for you. You just need to do it. You just need to start the process. Like the whole idea of like a flywheel is it starts slow. You guys ever like seen like a massive boulder or a massive, let's just use a boulder. Just think of like this huge boulder, and you're coming and you're going, you're like, oh my gosh, like trying to move it, and you brace your leg way up in the air and the whole thing. Getting it started is going to be difficult, especially if you're trying to do it yourself. What we've done is we've said, hey, here's 50 people that'll help you move this rock. Let's get it moving for you. Now it starts to roll, and you take a massive boulder and you get it on a trajectory of rolling. It's going to speed up and speed up and speed up and speed up. Like we've gotten it sped up to, at this point, to where The entire process from generating the money, going passive, going into our banks, coming back all the way around, be like anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks. Then guess what? It goes faster. It's never the same speed. It's always faster and faster. And it snowballs. So the boulder's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Don't do this stuff on your own, especially if you've never done it. Let us know. Last call for alcohol. Anybody good? Anybody need anything? Going once. All right, once is good enough. We'll see you guys.